Yo, what up, everybody? It's your boy Royce the Voice, Orange Click, Orange Leader. Shout out to K Team, speak your thoughts or lose your mind. And it is Monday. It is 8:02 p.m. It is March the 21st. Is it the first day of spring? Is it? I don't know. I think it is. I think the cold is over. It's over. The cold is gone. Yes, Lord. And it's warm again. You feel what I'm saying? And spring is in the air. You feel what I'm saying? And it's a great day. You know what I'm saying? It's a great day for Royce's Rant. It's a great season. Of course, it's the new season 5. You feel me? This is actually episode 2. You feel me, of season 5, man. And how y'all doing? First and foremost, man, how y'all doing? I appreciate everybody that's tuning in on Facebook and on it's right behind me, and on YouTube. You feel what I'm saying? So that's going on behind me. So do not be surprised by that big head right behind you. You know what I mean? Just trying to create the ambiance. You know what I'm saying? The ambiance. All right. So, man, everybody that's tuning in or will be tuning in later, man, I just really encourage you guys to please share it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how we do. Share it, man. We try to get to like 20, 30 to 50 different shares so we can get the word out here. You know what I mean? We got to get the word out here, man, because, Royce's Rant is all about spreading awareness on social topics and taboos and politics and just everything about life. You feel what I'm saying? And what we go through, man. And I couldn't be more excited. You feel what I mean? I could not be more excited, man, for this guest that, we're about to pull up here in a minute. And you know what I'm saying? Like, before I pull up in here, you know what I mean? Like, I gotta give her like a proper intro, you know what I'm saying? Because this is just not like, this ain't no like regular guest, you know what I mean? Now, she's been on here before, you feel me? She came on as, well, part of the second to the last show, I believe, you know what I'm saying? And, she discussed some things that were pretty made you think for a little bit. And I said, you know what, I gotta get her on here solo dolo, because she has a project of her own, you know what I'm saying, that's already been in the works, already, been stamped official, you know what I'm saying, going on 5 years now. It's been out in the market, you know what I'm saying? And you guys, we're gonna have a treat. We're really gonna talk some good stuff. Really, this is really for the women. It's really for the men too. It's really for both men and women. But you know what I mean? I really want the women to kind of tune in a little bit. You feel me? Because I've heard these conversations before and what y'all talk about. You feel me? And she brings like such a great perspective to how we deal with friendships, relationships, and other people's in our life that we become intimate with, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what that is in the comment. That must be I don't know. I don't know what that is. That was somebody spamming my stuff. I appreciate you sharing, Nicole. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what that is. Y'all disregard it. I don't know, man. Facebook has been a spam lately. Let's just focus, because the devil trying to work. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what's going on. Lord have mercy. I hear him. So anyway, let me give her the proper introduction. You know what I'm saying? And first, I'm just going to read one little excerpt on the back of her book. It is, well, I'm not going to say that yet. You know what I mean? So this is what it says. And she quotes, "In today's society, where unlimited freedom and instant gratification are the norm, women have become the victims of these unfortunate trends. Low standards and a lack of self-control have turned bedrooms into emotionless playgrounds where casual sex flows freely. As a result, relationships between women and men have turned sour. They can't devote themselves to each other when they can't even connect emotionally in the first place." Ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about the book Pretty, Cross, and Tempted. Do y'all see that right there? Pretty, Cross, and Tempted, which we'll be showing that in a minute here. And that's the title of this show, all right? And I'm going to bring none other but the author of this book, an entrepreneur in many ways, a community leader, a woman of God who teaches and teaches our community and our kids and other women, and uplifts them and motivates them. And she's doing all kinds of stuff, man. She's a creative writer. And I can't help, I'm a little biased. She went to University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. She's my Mass Comm major buddy. You know what I'm saying? Mass Comm for life. Let me bring her in. It's Miss Christine Quarles. Come on up in here, girl.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
What it
Hey,
do? What it
Royce,
do?
how you
What's up?
be?
I'm good. I'm good, man. Here we are
Thanks for
again.
having me.
I mean,
Love,
it's all
love.
good,
Thanks for
man.
having me.
Thanks for letting me have you on the show. You dig what I'm saying? But it's automatic. I mean, this is a full circle, man. This is really a full circle. For people who don't know, from my little small town of Tullahoma, most people know that I went to a HBCU. It was a great experience. You know what I'm saying? I ran track there, and I met some wonderful people. You know what I'm saying? Christine was one of them, man. When I changed my major from business to mass con because I wanted to be in radio and television and music, it was just like I don't know. To me, it was like no other department. Like we were truly a family, man,
Yes,
for
that's true.
real.
We were, still are, still are.
Yeah. And it was just different. It hit different. You know what I mean? So, man, go on and give a shout out to the world. Shout out to UAPB. Shout out to y'all
Shout
that are
out to
tuning in now, that are sharing, man.
UAPB.
Let them know what's going on, man. Just give them a little bit, you know what I'm saying, of your resume. You know what I'm saying, where you come
Okay.
from. You know what I mean? Like just show them your weight class real quick. Show them your belts.
Okay, y'all. I'm from Texarkana, Arkansas side. It's two sides, Texas and Arkansas. I'm an Arkansas made woman. Um, Went to UAPB. Mass comm is my major. I thought I wanted to be a reporter, not so much because I can't be in people's faces in hard moments because I'm emotional. So yeah, I rethought my life. After college, I'm just trying to get my wing of this thing called life. You know how you know what you want to do, but bills ain't gonna let you do what you want. You got to do what you got to do. So life has been put off a few times. Published my first book, Pretty Cross and Tempted, in 2017. I've always been writing, but that book oh, thank you. Yeah, it's getting great reviews still, yet to this day. The book did great. I got a lot of good feedback from women and men, and I needed a visual because a lot of the women that were reading it, they didn't know how to identify it in real life. Like they can see it in past relationships, they can see it, but they was like, okay, what does this really look like? So we made the film. We got a movie, Pretty Cross and Tempted. The movie hit, it did good, brought a lot of more revelations to people. And I've been doing discussions, like open discussions in places, which I have one coming up soon here in at Southern University. So the book is doing exactly what I wanted it to do. I want people to think about our decisions, think about our identity, think about what affects us and how we affect other people because we all trying to be better, right? And of course, I'm geared in the word of God, so a lot of what I say is going to be uncomfortable, or a lot of people want to disagree because they're like, nah, they don't apply to me. But if you just hear what I'm saying and why the scripture supports it, you'll be able to understand it more. Not trying to call nobody else, not trying to call anybody out, because we all live in this thing called Pretty Cross and Tempted. Seriously.
Mm,
Christian, saved, not saved,
mm,
believer, non-believer, everybody
mm.
living it. So take off all the titles and let's just put it in real life perspective. And let's talk about this thing called casual sex that really don't exist, y'all. Quit playing with it. Y'all know it don't exist.
And I like what you said though. You know what I'm saying? You're not calling anybody out, but you know what calls everybody out without calling everybody out is the
that
truth. So that's what you're
that's true.
saying. The truth. The truth calls everybody out without saying names. So if the shoe fits, wear it, girl. You know what I'm saying?
Where
Oh, wear it,
where
guy. You know what I mean? That's
mm-hmm.
the real. The truth covers all spectrums. You know what I mean? So you guys, we about to dig in deep because we talked before, and I was like, yo, you cool? You know what I'm saying? That we kind of dive in deep with this because that's what my platform is all about. You know what I'm saying? I try to be as transparent as possible. And I think that's what's been
Yeah.
working, lately. And we just want to be a service to the community, man. And let's talk about these things. Let's get it out. Let's get it off our chest. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So once again, shout out to everybody. Thank y'all for sharing. What's up, Nicole? You know what I mean? Thank you for sharing. UAPB, if you out there, you know what I'm saying? Y'all may be watching March
Oh,
Madness or something like that. Y'all come back and replay it. What you got?
I gotta give a shout out because I cannot give love to UAPB without calling out M4.
Mm,
That's my
mm,
heart, M4. Everybody who marched in the March
mm,
Musical Machine of the Mid South. And of
mm.
course, all love goes to the GOL, Golden Silks. Y'all know love forever. Golden
Yes,
Silks.
yes. You see what they doing on TikTok now? They doing that dance now with the. I'm like, man, we been doing that the last 15 years. That y'all
For
got that from the
years.
drum majors, man. That
Right.
moonwalk slide high step. Like, hold on now. You
We've
know,
been there.
been there, done that, man. So, all right, pretty crossed and tempted. Why the title? Why that name?
Honestly, I played with the name for a while. It was hard. I was sitting in my car after work one day, well, on lunch break, and TLC came on. No lie. And I thought about it. I was like, crazy, sexy, cool. There was three
Okay.
words that defined them as a group. And I was like, okay. And Pretty Cross and Tempted came. Pretty, women are made to be pretty. We are pretty creatures. Cross, that's the sign of um, saving ourselves, cutting it off.
Okay.
And tempted, what do we do when these things come at us. So pretty cross and tempted.
And it just flows. It just flows, man. That's what's up. I mean, I felt like you choose the colors and everything was just right on that. You know what I'm saying?
You.
It's dope. It's dope. Pretty cross and tempted. So first, before we dive into it, you know what I'm saying, y'all, it's about 14 chapters, y'all. It's an easy read. I'm telling y'all, man, like it's dope, it's good, and it sticks with you. And she even has a few references and stuff, you know what I mean, to kind of make you think. And it's the way she writes it is like it's like real talk. It's like you sitting there talking with her. Like if there was a hologram with her while you're reading the book, that's what it would be like. She just, shooting the ish with you, man. And just because I think that's the best way to receive things is when you just have regular talk, man, where people can relate,
Hmm.
but then tie in some things that could be meaningful to their lives. You know what I'm saying? So before we dive into this, so let the interlude, not I don't want to say the interlude, but usually how they have the stuff written on the back, right? And what I was just reading to bring you in. Okay, so you were saying, okay, so I'm gonna reread it. In today's society, where unlimited freedom and instant gratification are the norm, women have become the victims of these unfortunate trends. Like when you were writing that, right?
Hmm.
Um, I know you wrote that based off of some type of experience, right?
Yes.
Okay. So,
Myself and others.
okay. All right. So, let me ask you this first question. And this may seem cliche in a way, but we do say, and we've heard that term, we can't love others unless we love ourselves, right?
Right.
True that. But to a dummy, right? What does that truly mean? What does it truly mean to love yourself before you love anyone else?
when we when we love things, we protect it, we comfort it, we uphold it, we take care of it. When we love something, think about when you get your car, that car that you've been wanting. You take care of it. You vacuuming it out. You getting the oil change, keeping gas in it, keeping the windows clean. It smells good.
Right.
You don't share it with everybody. You ain't picking up every and anybody. Everybody can't ride with you. Hey man, wipe your feet before you get in here. No, no, you gonna have to take them off. You
Yeah.
take care of it.
Yep.
So what is it like when we come to ourselves as women? We don't take care of ourselves
Mm.
as much. We don't protect our mind, our body, or our soul. We done jumped on the bandwagon and they say, protection. They teach us protection. I
Mm.
think when we got in school, that's when they start teaching condoms and birth control,
Okay.
putting
Yeah.
it, giving it our choice to make the decision.
Right.
Well, fast forward to 2022. If you look at the mindset of women,
Hmm.
the emotional stance of women is totally different.
Mm. True.
I see women in relationships and I'm like, wow. So is that your son or is that your man?
Mm.
You know,
Ooh.
what is that? What are we doing?
Ooh.
And women are fighting each other now. It was always cheating going on, but you really go every other week making different videos about that chick when you still with him.
Mm.
I don't understand this. So how about we
Okay.
look at us? What are
Yep.
we doing?
Right.
And if you decide to do it, that's fine, honey. That is fine. Do you? However, I need you to be more protective of you because you are a beautiful creation. Not just saying that. Everybody can be a beautiful creation. We're just letting the ways of the world destroy us.
Mm. Okay. All right. So that's a good intro, ladies. You know what I'm saying? Before we did dive into this, so you guys, I kind of broke the book down into just certain chapters that you know that she's gonna and or we're gonna discuss about. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't give it all away because we want you guys to go get the book. You know what I'm saying? It's on
Right.
Amazon. It's easy. You know what I'm saying? It's $6. You want if you for the audio book, $15 for the paperback. You know what I'm saying? Then you can
Mhm,
hit it up on Kindle. You know what I'm saying? Like
mhm.
y'all have to read this. I really encourage women and men to read this book. You know what I'm saying? Pretty cross and tempted. All right, so I'm
So
dabbing in them. We're
I
gonna
have a
talk about
question for
like,
you, Royce. I have a
huh?
question for you
What?
because you actually read the book.
Oh,
What were
yes.
your thoughts as you opened it, as you went through the pages? What were you thinking? What were you feeling?
I was saying, man, look at my homie first. Look at my homie over here writing books and stuff like that, man. I ain't even started or even thought about writing one. That was the first thing. You know what I mean? You know, second was really just on the technical side of it. Like, first, you know what I'm saying? Just how it was reading. Like I said, like one, I felt like I was really speaking to you. Like seems like a conversation that you would have, like, you know what I'm saying, just chilling with your homies and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But I really like, your references and the research that you put in. You know what I'm saying? You actually went out and you talked to people, and in some cases accidentally got some knowledge of yourself, hearing other people speak, and then incorporated it into what you were trying to, relate to the people. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll tell you one too. I'll tell you one thing too. It wasn't biased.
Yay.
This is not a
Good.
biased book. Like I really thought it was gonna be like, oh man, it's gonna be talking about women and stuff, and I get it, I understand, but then when I was, going through, and I was like, okay, some of these titles, I'm like, oh shoot, we got guy talk, you know what I'm saying? We got a guy's perspective,
Mhm.
intimacy and in the man's mind, like what does it mean to him? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then you were researching and asking guys, multiple guys, different
Mhm.
cultures, different questions and stuff like that about how they felt about intimacy and how they felt about sex and how they felt about life altogether and or being a Christian and believing in God. You know what I mean? All those
Mhm.
morals and stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, okay. So then I kind of loosened up a little bit. All right, cool. I'm a little more receptive because I'm always trying to look for, as a Libra, I'm always trying to look for that balance. I'm like, all right, what she say? All right, what he say? All right,
Yeah.
what are we gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What? Ooh, that sounds like a bar. What he say, what she say, but what are we gonna do?
Write
Hey,
that down.
it's already recorded. You know what I'm saying? Look at that. So yeah, man, most definitely. I mean, that's what I really felt about it, man. And you guys, as y'all know, I'm not much of a reader. So to be a reader, for me to pick up and read a book,
Yeah.
I wanted that junk to flow, and that's just perfect. I wish all books were just like that. Cause we
Thank
just
you.
human. We're 9 to 5 people. When we get off, we want to let our hair down. We ain't got time to
Yep.
be technical and issue
Right.
semantics and all that. Like, yo, what it is, what it do, man. How you feel? What's good?
Mhm.
You know.
Mhm.
So that was my impression of it. You know what I'm saying? So let's tap into it. So like one of the first chapters, you know what I'm saying, that I was looking at, like you came right out the gate, right, with the transparency. You know what I'm saying? And that title was called an emotional mess, right?
Yeah.
And at first I was gonna title it a hot mess because I don't know why that ties in together. I don't know why, but I thought about that. But it's called an emotional mess. All right, and in there, and like I said, I gotta act like I ain't never read it, but I read it.
No,
Oh, so
no,
I'm just gonna
just
have you talk about it.
it's fine.
All
Talk
right,
about it.
so an emotional mess. You talked about a particular John Doe, right?
Mhm.
To say you had a little situationship. You did, and I
Mhm.
think a lot of us have had situationships. Everybody that's listening done had some situationships
Have.
before you were married, probably even when you were married,
Yep.
after you're married. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it real, rap raw. Let's keep it funky.
Mhm.
Everybody's done had some type of situationship. All right. So I want you to speak about this situationship. Because not too many people knew about it. You're saying it was like, it was y'all little secret or whatnot. Let me ask you this question, and before, because I'm gonna let you hit the theme of that particular chapter on what happened that made you think about it for a minute. Like, okay, what am I doing? Right.
Yeah.
So this first question to me is, what comfort at that time? What comfort did you find out of a situationship with this John Doe here? And
Okay.
first, tell them a little bit about what happened. You know what I'm saying? Just to get them.
Yeah. I want to let y'all know what a situationship is because we a lot of times we bend the word to be what we want it to be to justify it.
Mm,
A situationship is it's an untitled relationship. There's no title to it. You're not boyfriend and girlfriend. You're not fiance. You're not husband wife. You're not together under the regular relationship standards.
okay.
My situationship, I met a guy. We kicked it for years. We kicked it for a while. And when I called him, he answered. He called me, I answered. We stayed the night together. We spent time together. We enjoyed music together. We just enjoyed one another's company. After so long, of course, sex came in. In the beginning, I was saying I don't want a relationship because I had been through heartbreak. I'm chilling. This is good for me. I don't have no standards to live up to. However, after I'm sleeping with this man, sharing myself and my life with this man, and he's doing the same with me, things changed in my mind. before I even knew it changed because I didn't even recognize it was a situation ship until it was too late. Um, what changed is when my life started wanting more from him, more time, more attention. I wanted the title. I didn't know really what was going on until when he didn't respond to my calls or my texts. Now it's a problem. It ain't never been a problem, but now it's a problem. So instead of me recognizing what was going on with me, I became distant and kind of upset with him. And I still didn't know how to communicate what I was going through. I didn't know how to communicate it. I just left the situation.
So let me ask you a question before you go. All right. So when we're talking about, you said feelings started to appear, started to
Hmm.
evolve, right?
Hmm.
Is it inevitable in your experience? Isn't it no matter, it don't matter if if it's your guy friend or whatever, but let's stick to the situationship. Is it inevitable to you in a situationship somebody gonna catch feelings and it's usually the woman first? And why do you think that?
I think that just because women are emotional creatures. Now, sometimes the man do catch feelings first. Guys, don't play with it. Don't think this is just something for women. No, emotions change, and it really depends on what's going on in your life. So, what happens when the situation for what it was isn't good enough? When you call her and she don't answer, or when you call her and she can't get away, when you really need somebody and she can't be there, or vice versa, then that's where anger comes in, and then that's where toxic behaviors come in. We get playful with each other, we get childish. um, I think it is inevitable. You could do it for years and all it takes is one thing to change for you to recognize, hey, I'm really not where I thought I stood with this person.
That's true. I mean, that is so true because we've had this conversation plenty of times before, and I mean, and I've heard it in songs and stuff like that. But yeah, it's almost inevitable, especially when sex is involved. When sex is
Mhm.
involved in a situationship, I don't care. I'm gonna tell you this quick little thing because it kind of blends in with the emotional mess. So I was at UAPB. You dig what I'm saying? And I hope she ain't listening because you know what I mean. Because hey, the past is the past. It just is what it is. You dig what I'm saying? But I was at UAPB and I was talking to this chick. You know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to mess with her. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to have sex. And so I was up front with her, and she was like, "Oh, Royce, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. That's all I want to. I just want to sex. I just want the sex. I just want the sex. That's it. Blase, blase, blase. Right? So we had sex, on numerous occasions. And then there was just one time I was chilling in the dorm. You know what I'm saying? I was in Piney Woods at that time. Woo, Piney Woods. Living in Piney Woods at the time, and I got a phone call, and her and her homegirl were out in Dallas, right? And she said, Royce, what's up? I said, hey, what's good? She said, what type? She said, what size shirt do you wear?
Hmm.
And in the back of my mind, all I'm hearing is like strings and horns going, dun, 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 dun. I was like, oh no, oh shoot. I said, no, she's catching feelings. She's catching feelings. She's catching feelings. What do I
Mhm.
do? What do I say? Large. I said large.
Yeah.
I said large. So now, you know, I
Yeah.
made the mistake of like, okay, I thought this was going good. She the one that said she just wanted the sex, you know what I'm saying? Then she popped up and asked me what kind of shirt size I wear. I'm like, oh no, she done caught feelings. She's in Dallas in that big mall down there. She about to buy me a shirt. No, Royce, don't do it. Just go ahead and set the groundwork right there. Say, hey, look, I thought we had an agreement here, but what did my stupid tail do? I said large. And therefore, now I'm held accountable. And this is my fault. You
Hmm.
know, I have subliminally
Yeah.
verified the relationship. So like now in her mind,
Yep.
she think we together.
We together.
Dang, she said it just like we together. So is that how it goes? Like with women, if that happens, like, or is it a trap? Why did y'all do that? That's not
we're
fair. I
we're
don't get it.
emotional creatures, and When we love or when we care, we show that by doing. Whether it's cooking for you, whether it's bringing you something to eat, whether it's helping you with your homework. Like, we start investing our time and our energy in you more than sex. But you really can't have sex without investing you. You can't just have sex with no feelings and no emotions. Y'all really understand that, right? You can't have sex without no emotions. Like, how do you give you without giving you? Because you're performing. You're
I
trying to
mean,
please yourself and please that person.
well, what do you say about porn stars? Porn stars seem to do it without no emotion, though.
They're getting paid. They're
I
getting
mean, I
paid, so
know.
they
Okay.
understand the assignment.
Okay, they understand the assignment. So let's just say no money's involved like that.
It's
Because
not up close and personal.
yeah, because I would assume anybody that you have sex with, you're slick kind of taking a piece of them in a way, right?
You are, you are,
So
and you're getting pieces of them. They're
mm,
getting pieces of you. You're getting pieces of
pieces of
them.
them. Shout out to Susan. I can't say your last name. I think it says Stays cool or stays cool. Oh man, you got to correct me. I'm so sorry. So true on both of y'all part. We appreciate the support, man. Please give us a share. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? We're getting some new people up in here. You did. So let's go back to this emotional mess. You know what I'm saying? I just had to throw that in there because
I don't blame you for saying yes.
why? Tell me
Um,
why. Even though I
we
didn't even want it. I didn't. I know not the shirt because when she saw me the shirt, I was like,
Thank
yeah,
you.
I want that
This
shirt,
me. Okay,
large.
so that shirt that she bought you,
Yeah.
it looked like you. It was something you wore, right? It was your style. See how she knew you as a person. She was already into you.
Oh my gosh. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Y'all over there already analyzing and already men pay attention if you're listening.
Hmm.
So really the power of that word, you know what I'm saying? Like I would you feel in that situation? Well, of course, obviously, to men, do you feel Kevin Samuels once said that men have access to relationships and a woman has access to sex. In other words, saying like, okay, women got the cream of the crop. They can pick from the crop. If a woman got on the phone and dialed and messaged 100 men and say, hey, I want to have sex, 90% of them be like, I'm down. Other way
Yep.
around, you probably get 5 to 10% for a man. We're looked at as perverts or we're sick. You're so disrespectful. You know what I mean? How you
Hmm.
do this? You know what I mean? So would you would it be the man's responsibility in that situation to stop it at that moment? Because I think sometimes as men, we're afraid to stop something when we feel like she might be going too far because what we're getting is good. Like the sex is great, man. I don't want to mess this up by starting a relationship because then it's going to change things.
I say it's your responsibility to protect you. Call it out. Hey, hey, wait, hold on. If you buying this shirt for us to be together, this not what it is. You ain't gotta buy me that. I like what we got, where it's at. Let's just leave it be. If you give me this item, if you do this for me, what does that mean for me? Call it out. Because if she chooses to still do it and you telling her ain't nothing gonna change, it's on her. Because she heard you. So she's choosing to put herself through something. And women, we can't fault them for that. It's not their fault that they didn't say, hey, I don't want to talk to you no more. They're saying, I really don't want a relationship, but I'll take this car. I'll let you buy this. I'll spend time with you, but I don't want no relationship with you.
That
Here's
is a
for what it is.
that's a pretty dope perspective. I'm kind of glad you said that, Derek. It's even in the playing field a little bit. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Cool, cool. So, all right. So to kind of end this off, like, what did let's go back to your situationship, right?
Mhm.
How did just tell us briefly that story, that turning point. Let's talk about the turning point. It was all good just a week ago, and then all of a sudden something happened, and then it changed your whole perspective of where you were in your life. Can you elaborate that a little bit?
I don't know what actually happened. I do know because I was in my 20s, early 20s. I do know I felt like an emptiness. So something wasn't lining up. So what is this? What do I have? I'm gonna tell you. I was at his job. I was at his job one day, just stopped by, and his mom and sister walked in. And, just, hey, he introduced me, mom is my friend, this my mom, my sister. And that word stuck in my head. Wait, friends. That's wait, we friends? Are we friends? That's all we are. Like, what is
Mm,
this? And that's what played in my head. What is this? Because we had been sleeping together for a little while.
right.
Now that ain't the cutoff. I dealt with him for years. When I moved to Maryland, when I came back home to visit, I would stop by and I would see John. He wasn't out of my system. I liked him as a person. But what really gave me the strength to cut it off for what that was when I chose me. I was like, okay, it's not going nowhere. This ain't where I want a relationship. And that's okay that I changed my mind, that my feelings changed. What wasn't okay when I didn't communicate it to him. But it's okay for you to choose you. Just communicate. And when you choose you, do it for you, not for him. You're not waiting on him to make a decision. You're making your decision first. He's doing his ways, I'm doing my ways. It's not going anywhere. So you know what? Let me just break this off. Was the sex good? Yes. Was the friendship situationship good? Yes. We didn't
Right.
have any drama, any issues. However, my feelings, who I was as a woman, I
Mm,
wanted more. He wasn't able to give that to me. So I had to move on and just cut it off.
mm.
Now we're
Okay.
still cool to this day.
Oh, that's
We're still
dope.
cool.
That's
Yeah.
dope. And I think that's the way it should be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, all right. So now we're into this situation where, okay. So now it seems like you're in, when that moment happened, it's almost like you had to kind of, now you had to analyze yourself. You had to look at yourself.
Bring it back to me.
Bring it
Yep.
back to me, right? And this
Hmm.
is the segue, because this is a chapter in the book. It's called Mirror Mirror. You know what I'm saying? And everybody know what a mirror do. It just show the reflection right back at you. You can't run, you can't hide. Y'all ever seen them things on TikTok where the cats come up to the mirror and they scare the hell out of them? They be hissing and trying to fight themselves and don't
Hmm.
realize, like, no, brother, this is you. You fighting you. I
Yep.
think that's so deep in so many ways. Like, people may laugh at that, but when I see it, I'm like, nah, this is the first time the cat has seen a reflection of itself. And it's scared.
Yep.
Pure, genuinely scared. Like, hold on, I thought I was the only one walking around here. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was the big dog up in here. Wait a minute, there's somebody else that look like me? No,
Right.
yeah, bro, it's you. It's you. So dive into that just a little bit about, like mirror, mirror. I'm pretty sure it's self explanatory, but how did that lead into you looking at yourself, and how did you look at yourself? How did you analyze yourself to make that shift in mentality?
Because emotions were all over the place. I didn't know how to communicate, cut people off, irritated, just like emotional mess. When I looked at myself, I wanted to know what's wrong with me. Why am I feeling like this? Why am I so irritated? What is going on? I would get writer's block. I would be in a standstill. No real motivation, inspiration in life. I was just there existing. So what is wrong with me? What do I want out of life? What do I want out of this relationship? What do I want in all of the areas? Because you really not knowing what is affecting you, so you have to play with everything. And then as I wrote it all down, as I saw it for what it was, I was okay in the job that I was in. No, I wasn't where I wanted to be. I was okay with my friends and my family. What the one thing that was draining energy from me was that situation. So now I got to see, okay, what am I doing? What am I putting into this?
Right.
Because it's not his fault per se. It's two people,
Okay.
me and him.
Right.
So what is the me doing that's off, that's getting off track?
Mm. Now, how long did you, at that point, after that point, how long did you deal with you? Like during that moment, right? That moment where, oh my gosh, what did he say? I'm just a friend.
Yeah.
All right. Did you stop the situationship?
Mm-mm.
And then, okay, oh,
Mm-mm.
interesting. So how long did that take to break off then?
Um, I dealt with him for years. From the day in the store with his mom and sister, up until when I decided to move.
Okay.
Maybe about 6, 7, 8 months.
Okay.
Um, when did I stop? Um, Actually, I never cut it off as far as like if I come home and say, "Can I come see you?" I don't want to sleep with you. I just want to be with you.
Okay.
And we would stay the night together, have a good time.
Okay.
And one time I called. This may have been 2 years after that mall incident.
Okay.
I asked if I can come, and he said no. And I was like, really? You ain't never told me no. You must be dating somebody. And he said yes.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I can dig it.
Yeah.
It wasn't a bad thing because I was already in the mindset. I accepted it for what it was.
Hmm.
I held myself accountable. I knew what it was. I knew what he was giving. So I was able to accept that. And he didn't destroy me. I didn't destroy him. It was no bitter, bad blood. It's just, okay, move on.
Yeah.
Hey, I
Interesting.
love that preview. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. She got the trailer out. You know what I'm saying? In the movie. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I don't. I'm Friday. Like I said, it just brings me back. You know what I'm saying? To school, man. To see now that you put a visual. You know. With this book, man, it's just so dope, man. You're gonna be the next Ava DuVernay. I'm gonna tell you now. Now you're gonna
That's
be the
where I'm
most.
going.
You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have your own lane. You know what I mean? Like this was dope, man. That's the trailer. You guys go check that out. You see the link right there in the thing. You know what I mean? So so now, you know, we gonna skip a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll talk about this, and then I slick. We might go on a commercial break, depending on, you know what I'm saying, my producer feeling what's going on.
Well,
But
what about you? Have you ever been in a situationship and you felt like you needed to cut it off? And what did that look like from a male's perspective? Because I identified as emotions. What did you feel?
okay, okay, all right. See, and this is no pun intended, but it is. I was an emotional mess, as the title would say. I never stopped the situationships.
Okay.
I kept them mugs right on going. I made them feel like that, yeah, like this could work out. Meanwhile, I'm with another chick and I'm letting them know, oh, this can work out too. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I was really leading women on. I was leading them on. I'm talking about I was just the master of it. You know what I mean? Now, what wasn't asked wasn't spoken. You know what I'm saying? So they didn't bother to ask, you know, oh, are you talking to anybody else and doing it? Now, I was just so invested in making each woman that I dealt with special, whether I
Yeah.
was with one or whether I was with multiple. And that's where it gave me hell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because now I'm over here forgetting what I said to one. You know what I mean? Because you want to make that special for that person. You know what I'm saying? And then it just started to where I was just copying and pasting.
Okay.
That make any sense? I was just
Yep.
saying, okay, I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna start saying the same thing. Like
Hmm.
it was hard for me to say no to situationships that I got deeper into because I was afraid of losing what was feeling good. I was afraid of losing that sex. It was good, you know. Like man, oh my gosh, if I tell her, you know, if I don't reciprocate the same feelings that she said that she has in me, then the poom poom gonna stop coming. What am I gonna do without the poom poom? I don't know, because this is really all I wanted, just her camaraderie and the sex. And a lot of the times, what I didn't realize, and you know, as I got older, I realized that you know, women just want you to be upfront. They just want you to
Yes.
tell the truth, so you can
Yep.
give them room to make a decision, and then therefore the ball is in their hands.
That's
You
real.
know,
That's true.
they can
That's
be
the
held
truth.
accountable now, right? It's almost like a pimp. I think
Hmm.
of it like a pimp, right? A pimp, he don't choose. You know, it's the women that choose. Well, I could say if you get chose, you know what I'm saying. You got chose because of the person you are, your aura. You know what I'm saying. You didn't have to show off. You were just being you. You were letting your light shine, and then in the streets, a girl choose you. You know what I mean? That's how it go. You
Hmm.
know. But me on the other hand, nah, I was choosing. You know what I mean? For real, it was backwards, man. I was so green. I didn't really have. I was an emotional mess, man. I felt like I needed to be under a woman's bosom at all times. I didn't like being alone. You know what I'm saying? Rather
Okay.
single or being with somebody. You know what I mean? So yeah, I played that game pretty well, and I ended up being in a lot of situations that, shoot, almost got me killed.
Mhm.
Not on a personal level, just maybe on the way there. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Or getting arrested, you know what I'm saying, or speeding tickets that lead me to jail because I got a DRL somewhere. I shouldn't be out there late at night anyway, but I'm trying to creep. You know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh, yeah. I had to look
And
at myself in the mirror.
looking back at it, do you see how much energy you wasted?
you don't see these gray hairs because I cut it off. I'm bald.
Yeah.
So there goes the energy right there. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? That's exactly where the energy went. And Lord have mercy. Yeah, we're just gonna ignore. I don't know what's going on, man. These people, we got scammers or something, hackers in this mud. Like, you, Facebook is going ham. So anyway,
Okay.
you see them comments? That's
I do, but
crazy.
hey, don't that mean it's hits though? Is it bringing attention to the?
It's probably bringing attention. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I mean? Control C and Control V. Oh, okay. Control C and Control V. Oh, copy and paste. Man, my producer got bars. Copy and paste. That's what I was doing. Copying and pasting those words, man. Real talk. He dope with it. I see him. He trying to be funny, but that was dope.
Susan said
You
most
know?
men won't cut it off first.
Oh, say that again.
Susan said most men won't
Oh,
cut it off first.
that's true. No, that's true. That's true. Most men won't cut it off first because we want. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Because like we're not gonna cut it off because we're trying to milk every little thing that we can get out of it. You know, we try to be. We'll try to borderline or ride the fence on those emotions or how we feel about you
Yes.
just to keep you around to get what we want.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that,
Oh, I
ladies?
hope they heard it. It's some real talk. I'm sorry, guys, but we got to keep it real, man, because I'm trying to save y'all and the women too. You know, I feel
Yes.
like you can have really what you want if you
Yes.
just be honest.
Be
It's
honest.
just you don't want what you want with the wrong person, and that's what's gonna hurt. Cause you be like,
Hmm.
I wasted all this time, and I could have saved you
Yep.
some time. We could have still been cool. You just
Yep.
would have respect me, like, hey, if you gonna deal with such and such, just know, you know what I'm saying. This is what it is. Oh, okay, all right, you
Hmm.
know what you're getting into, man. But I definitely had to look myself. I really had to do some self reflection. As a matter of fact, I'm still doing self reflection because
Me
I'm
too.
coming off some things that have been holding me down. You know what I'm saying? Some demons that have been holding me down, and I've had to look in the mirror and realize, like, yo, bro, all right, my guy, it's time to be real rap, bro. It's time, you know what I'm saying? You halfway through life, and my guy, we got to stop lying. We got to start telling the truth about our feelings and how we feel and what we want,
Yeah.
what makes us happy, and get out the way of those that get out of people's way that you feel like they're going to you're going to ruin by trying to play
Hmm.
their game just to make them happy. Don't do it. You know what I'm saying? So I've had to do some reflection myself. You dig what I mean? I really
Hmm.
did. So yeah, I appreciate that question. I do. And since you're asking me, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's get into this title. You know what I'm saying? This next title in your book. And y'all, this is not in sequential order because I was skipping around, so don't y'all be cheating. In the book, she has a title called God Talk. God Talk. And guys like to talk. Hey, listen, guys be talking just as much as women.
They do. They do.
We do too, you know what I'm saying? But explain that title, God Talk. Explain what you did in that particular chapter.
I interviewed several different men from different backgrounds, different nationalities, different upbringings, different types of men, because I wanted to get to the basis of the question: if a woman needed you or asked you to wait for sex, would you? Could you? And the feedback that I got from men was like dope. Now you can say, well, they was just saying what you wanted to hear. Nah, because none of these men was I dating. Had I dated, except one. I dated one. They were friends. They were a guy on social media. I met him and researched him from social media. Really different dudes, and I need y'all to read what they said. I'm not going to tell you. I want you to read their responses of what they said, because women, when we look at that mirror, it's back on us. A lot of things we're going through is because we're putting ourselves through it, because the men are saying one thing and they're showing something else in real life, not because they're playing two different games. It's they're pretending anything. They're just going along with what we allow them to go along with, so they can be who they need to be for who they want to be it for.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get it twisted.
Mm-hmm.
Self-control, confidence, support, leadership, they can do all of that for
Mm-hmm.
who they want to do it for. So if they're not doing it for you, you have to ask yourself the question: why am I here?
Mm.
What am I getting from this? So yeah, I talked to different guys, and God talk, that's what it was. It was guys putting Pretty Cross and Tempted into their perspective. And I dig it. I liked what I got.
Mm. Okay, so all right, so just like I was saying before, I'm like, all right, so I hate that I couldn't be one of the guys you asked in the book. You know what I'm saying?
But
It's
but
all
you can. Let's Let's make a real life situation of me interviewing you, just like I did some of the guys in the book. You want to do that? We got a couple minutes, just a couple. What you think? Can we do that? We show people
I
how
think we had
to
some
listen.
technical difficulties. I think we fine though. We're good. You still there?
I'm here.
Okay. We sorry. You know what I'm saying? I think some of the internet might be doing some things, but I think we're good. We're good. Okay, okay, okay. So let's go back. I'm glad y'all still here. I'm glad. Oh, good. Y'all still stuck around. Good, 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 good. All right, everybody. Sorry about that. You feel what I'm saying? But
Thanks, Trey.
all right. So let's go back. Let's go back. So you saying all right? So you gonna kind of
Yeah.
oh okay.
I'm gonna interview you like I did the men in the book.
Okay, all right. Let's see what's good. I'm gonna give it to you real rap raw. You know what I'm saying? So here we go. This is what's up.
Okay. Would you consider yourself to be a very spiritual, religious person?
I consider myself to be more spiritual than religious.
Okay.
Yeah, because I've been in so many different religions that I got confused on. Okay, what's the real interpretation of the word? You know what I mean? So I kind of backed away from the religion part, and I started looking more at, just to be real, I just started looking more about the energy around me and the earth and the universe. And, I tried not to tag no names to anything and say, well, this particular thing says this particular thing says that. It was like, I was really just focusing on me. I was trusting in me. You know what I'm saying? I was taking my own advice, and I was trying to listen to my intuition on things and just try to make judgment that way without seeking any type of guidance or reading any type of scriptures or, I guess you can say it was more spiritual. Like I said, it's just, I did believe in God. Don't get me wrong. I believe in God, you know what I'm saying? But I just did not believe too much in the traditional religious things
Okay.
that kind of, I felt like, stirred away from the true meaning of the word, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I would say spiritual. I was more spiritual then.
Okay. And I ask this questions, ladies, because where does the man get his source of understanding from? Like, where does he get his grounds to stand on? What is right? What is wrong for him? What is substance for him? What is steps to where? What does he feel is the guidelines of being a good man? So that's where I wanted to see: are you a spiritual person, religious person? Where are you at in that field?
Yeah.
So you said a word. You said guide. You were looking, spiritually.
Yeah.
You're more spiritual, not religious. Is the rules, the regulations.
Okay.
Spiritual is the relationship. Is the relationship. So I like the fact that you were looking for something to use as the guide, which helps us because when we're trying to get to the substance of you or the foundation of you, why are you like that? Why did you make this decision? We can better understand it. For people who say, I don't believe in nothing, I don't believe in nothing, I'm just doing my thing, then you can understand why they're more chaotic in their ways of life. So that's why I asked that question. Another question:
Okay.
do you think guys would seriously date a female that is committed to being abstinence or celibate?
Who do I think a guy would date a woman who is committed to abstinence and celibacy?
Hmm. Not just
85%
not
of
just talk to a dater.
dated,
Seriously. Hmm.
85% of us probably won't.
Okay. And
Probably
why do
won't.
you feel that?
Men, we're very visual and physical type creatures, and let's just keep it real. Some men, we're sexual creatures, and I'm just gonna be real. Like I was speaking, behind the scenes. It's like I used to be heavily addicted to porn. You know what I'm saying? Sex this, sex that. Tiana Trump. You know what I'm saying? All those people. I knew all the names. You know what I'm saying? And just really, it's gonna be weird saying this. Oh, it sounds so bad, but I found something physically attractive with every woman. I didn't care if you were short, tall, big or fat, fit, in between, middle. I was like, oh, she got a cute nose. She got cute lips. She got cute eyes. Oh, that one
Okay.
butt cheek pretty straight though. I don't know about the other one, but you know what I'm saying. I tried to find everything. I really sexualized that, like, and sex. As for men, like, I just feel like it's almost kind of natural in a way. Like men, they're like our hormones are testosterone. You know what I'm saying? Like we were on here to make babies. You know what I'm saying? And all that. We're just here to provide, protect, and comfort, and have sex. That gummit, you know what I'm saying, and drink beers and relax and decompress. You know what I mean. So men are a little more savage when it comes to sex, so to speak. Now, I mean, there's been occasions where women are savages too, but like on average, men are the savages. You know what I mean. And 85% of us, to maybe even 90%, will probably like pass on that. Very few. Like if you really like on a mission, you know what I'm saying, you might find those type men out there. But no, I don't think men would just jump on woman who was practicing celibacy or anything. They'll probably go to the strip club and go mess with some other chicks that are just easy out there in the streets. So yeah,
Okay.
I think that still stands
Okay.
too to this day.
I'm gonna go to the comments real quick.
Okay.
Susan said, "We allow. Wait, what we allow will continue. We show people how to treat us."
Mm,
She did right about that.
mm.
Tracy Lawson, hey Trey. She said the book is excellent. If you haven't read it, grab it now.
You already
Now,
know. What up, Trey Trey?
Ernest says we are not thought to deal in emotions, so it is easier for us to put our feelings onto the side. The
Mm.
issue is when the woman cannot logically express her feelings and gets upset with the man for not reading her mind. Come, Ernest, you better say that.
Go ahead, Ernest.
Women,
Go ahead, Ernest.
emotional mess. I couldn't communicate. I
Mm,
couldn't understand what he was doing or what he was saying because he was showing me that he was into me. I just
mm-hmm.
couldn't understand it logically because I was emotionally all over the place. But let's go back to your response,
Okay.
Royce.
Okay.
One of the men that I interviewed said that depends on the guy. If he was really into her, he would. But if all he wanted was sex and you tell him no, he's going to move around. Okay, brings us back to my John. John was older than I was, probably more sexually experienced than I was. John waited. He understood what I was saying, although I didn't say, hey, you can't talk to nobody else, you can't be with nobody else, because I knew what I was trying to do in the beginning. He went for it. He was not trying to press me for sex. He didn't even bring it up. He could lay with me without feeling on me, all of that. And I even asked him, you, you, just be real with me. And y'all can read that more insight on Asia
Mm-hmm.
and Trent in my fiction book, more
Mm-hmm.
insight. But what turned me on was the fact that he wasn't after it. Many guys that I have talked to, they've said if they really into the woman, they're gonna be into her. Not saying that they can wait to marriage. They're just saying, I want to get to know her as a person. Now, if when you initially meet that guy and you let him know, hey, we ain't gonna be able to do that right now, and he walk away, that's okay. Let him walk away. That's fine because he's
Yes.
telling you, I'm not for that. And you if you go chasing after him and he give you exactly what you didn't want him to give you, it's on you, ladies, because they'll let you know if they will or if they won't. Don't be mad when they say, "Nah, I ain't going for that." It's his decision. It's his life. Let him do him, and don't judge him for that. So I can understand you saying no, and
Yeah.
that's okay.
And it is okay. It really is okay because at the same time, some women may try to make men feel bad about that, and okay, and cool, that's okay too. But at least how I look at it is like, well, you say both of y'all saved yourselves a whole heap of trouble. You know what I'm saying? Because I've even been that person, Coco, where I would jump out of that 85% that wouldn't mess with a chick that was miss, and I would jump into that 15% and just to try to jump back into the 85 real quick. See if I can pull her over to the 85. You know what I mean? It was kind of like how to be a player or something like that. You know, like yeah, celibacy and stuff. And then I just start doing sexy stuff and just start looking good and smelling good all the time. You know what I mean? Just trying to get my suave
Mhm.
on. It's, oh my gosh, oh man, you look so nice. You look so good. Like, I just would, yeah, but you know what? You celibate. You know what I'm saying? You can't touch this. You know what I mean? Let me see hammer in this mug. I would do that. I know that was wrong. You know what I'm saying? That was definitely the old me, but that just shows you that men will go through any means necessary
Mhm.
to get what they want. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I think this book is very necessary to read, man. You know what I mean? Definitely.
Mhm.
So yeah,
Yeah.
85% of dudes ain't gonna do that, and the ones that do, 10% of them, 10% of that 15%, they playing because on the real talk, the ones that say they're gonna do it, like okay, I can dip in this. Those 10% probably got something on the side to hold them off. Why they playing good dude to the other girl? Like, oh, okay, well, I'm not having sex with you, but you don't know I'm having sex with somebody else. You over here thinking I'm being celibate with you, but I'm relieving off of somebody else. That happens too.
It happens, and it goes back to what happened to self control. Where is self control? Because if you're a man or a woman, you can't say that, man, I can't not have sex and then decide that you want to get married. I can't trust you. You don't have any self control. Like, what is the longest time frame you've been without sex? Because I'm a working woman. A lot of women turn into mothers. So now they're a mother, they're a working woman, they're a wife, they're a sister, they're a daughter. They got all these responsibilities. Or say something happens, she have an accident, she's in the hospital. Where's that built self control that's going to keep you being her husband, faithful to her in the time that she can't please you? So this is the time we need to be building that self-control. Like, you know what? Hold on. Let me what if you want to get married, if you plan on getting married, if you plan on spending forever and being faithful and honestly saying you're a faithful person.
Mm.
Because if you've never practiced self-control, you will never have it. Saying I do is not gonna give it to you.
Ooh, ooh. Say that one more time.
Saying I do is not gonna give you self-control.
And just for that right there, we're gonna go to a quick commercial break. Y'all make sure y'all leave that statement that she said on her mind, okay? So you guys sit tight. We're having a great conversation here, man. I see my boy Billy Brown up in here, man.
Hey,
What's up,
Billy.
man? From Shelbyville, Tennessee, man. That's my homeboy right there, man. 2-3 click all day. You already know what's up. Yeah, so we're gonna go to a quick commercial break. You guys sit tight, you guys share it. You know what I'm saying? I'm your boy Royce the Voice on Click on Leader. Shout out to K Team Speaker Out to Lose Your Mind. And we're gonna be right back. Sit tight.
In the beginning, my product was not for sale at all. It was really for my son's eczema. I tried everything that the commercial world had to offer, and nothing tended to his needs. I took it upon myself to create something of my own. I finally had the right antidote. I found out it not only worked for my son's skin, it worked for his hair as well. I started to experiment more and made several products for skin and hair care with all homegrown natural ingredients to give you the healthy look you deserve. Remember, healthy hair and skin isn't a trend, it's a rule.
I've seen it all in the search for fame. The mindless souls of a million aspirations. The journey for constant attention. These are the stories of artists who have failed and are willing to sacrifice everything to get to the top again. What are you willing to do to make it? On the hit list.
The worst thing that we think is happening in our life could be the best thing for a transition in your life. I didn't realize what type of brother I had. My brother is probably turning over in his grave and doing backflips. I found myself. It got me to that point where I knew that I had something to live for and a legacy to live for. brother's probably like, wow, that's my little brother.
Yo, what up, everybody? It's your boy, Royce the Voice, Orange Click, Orange Leader, shout out to K-Team, speak your thoughts or lose your mind. Welcome back. We are back. Season 5, Episode 2. We are here with Coco, a.k.a. Miss Christine Quarles. She is the author of the book, Pretty, Cross, and Tempted. She got the book out. It's on Amazon right now, all the way from $5.99 to $15. You dig what I'm saying? And you can get it on Kindle if you got it. This is a great book. It's an easy read. It's about 14 chapters, you know what I mean? Real easy. And we're talking about a few excerpts right now on it. You know what I mean? This is a really good conversation. I see my guys and my gals are really into this topic right here. I always base the show off how the people feel about it, man. We got some great responses here and then on YouTube and everything. And just can't wait for everybody else that hasn't seen it to watch the recap and all that. So this is great. This is great, man. And we took a quick commercial break. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Jazz Butter for keeping the skin all clean and smooth and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? No razor bumps, none of that stuff. The hair growing and all that. Y'all make sure y'all shout out to her. You know what I'm saying? And of course, the other two films that you guys watched, that was produced and directed by my producer. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't see him, but that's Josh. You know what I'm saying? We do film on the side, and that's the hit list. You hear my voice, and I'm the little evil sinister guy and all that. But I shout out to Mikkel and Maze. That was the next one that we did. He has a wonderful clothing line, man. It's about to be dope. He's about to launch pretty soon, man. Shoes, shirts, hats, all that above, man. A great entrepreneur, a great person overall. But the one who put this all together is the guy you don't even see right now. His name is Joshua Lovett. Y'all make sure y'all follow him on IG at I am Joshua Lovett, on Facebook at Josh Lovett. Y'all already know what it is, you know what I'm saying? So we are back to the show, you know what I'm saying? And we were just talking about a little bit of the guy talk. She was just trying to get my perspective on things. And but before we move on to anything else, was there any other question that you may have asked?
I did. It went off of how they answered certain questions. So for you, I want to ask, because the percentage is low, what you gave me. You gave me a low percentage to work with. However, where do you get that percentage from? Where do you get that?
The low percentage are the ones who
will wait.
Experience. I'm gonna say experience because I've done this so many times, and then I've been around other people who've done it so many times, and then out of that so many times, and I'm just going off that percentage, out of that so many times, there's only been one person who's ever done that out of so many times. And so I equivalate that with, I've probably done this about 10, 11 times, faked it till I made it. But there was always that one guy in the crew or in the circle or whatever that was like, nah, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna treat her right. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna respect what she want, or I'm really just not even gonna mess with her, bruh, because it's just a waste of time. I'm telling you, man, you gonna work harder trying to get it. Like, what's wrong with you, man? You know what I mean? But so I based that off. It was like 1 out of 10. So I was like, 10%. About 10%. I think that's 10% that would really try. That would really, and you know what? I might be high rolling it. To keep it real, and this may sound scary, and I'm gonna keep it real. It might be not even 3%.
Okay.
I'm gonna say that most guys are in the high 90 percentile of not waiting for all of that. They're not really going to wait. I just slimmed the percentage down even more now that I think about it. All the conversations I've had, like, with people, like, I have only met one person in my whole life that was like, yeah, I'm not even gonna try to dive into that. You know what I'm saying? Or, yeah, I'm gonna give it a try. You know what I'm saying? So I really think it's that deep.
I respect the person who say, hey, I ain't even gonna try. That's not for me.
That's
But
true.
let me ask you this. Do you feel like the percentage is so low because men don't have to wait? The ball has been dropped so low. When you meet somebody, you go out on a date, you have sex. Do you think the percentage is so low because you don't have to wait?
I think you're right. I believe you're right. Because I'm not gonna say we're used to getting it right. I mean, because we still got to work for it. You know what I mean? But I think with the women that we dealt with, that was easy to get. We carried that same persona and character over to the next woman, thinking it's okay. Well, it happened with this one. This one's just gonna be easy. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Um, but I think is why. Yeah, you're right. I think is why it's so easy for us to be like, oh, she a virgin, or she's just, what they say, a born again virgin, or something like that is coming out now.
Yeah.
Um, or I'm just gonna be celibate. Yeah, we probably won't waste our time on that because that is true. There are other. We have other means. You
Hmm.
know, let's keep it real, even down to paying.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So with the essence of not having to wait, you remember back in high school, I'll say grade school, high school, because I think even in college a
Okay.
little bit. So we're gonna go back to the 90s, 2000s.
Okay.
Do you remember what it was like to be in a relationship, like the whole dating, calling each other, scared to meet they folks? You remember that?
Yeah. I ain't gonna lie. I love that feeling.
I do.
I love that feeling. Like you still up, you falling asleep on the phone and stuff.
Hmm.
You know, and then one day you really getting in good in conversation, and then your parents pick up. Hello, is somebody on the phone? Somebody start dialing the phone number like, ah, you messed up my swag, dad. Like, so what I was saying was, yeah, having your feet up in all types of positions and stuff, hanging upside down from a tree, talking.
And how
Hmm.
long did you have to wait before y'all could even? It had to be a period up to, oh, are we gonna kiss yet? Can I kiss her tonight? It was a waiting period.
Hmm.
And you went through it without keeping watch on. Dang, it's been 2 days. We ain't kissed yet. Do you think that the whole push of protection, make the choice for yourself, use condoms, use birth control, do you think that has affected us positively or negatively?
Say that one more time. I want to make sure I answer
Okay.
this right.
So back in the day when we were in school, we
Right.
couldn't have sex because we was at our parents for one,
True. True.
but we were taught not to.
Okay.
So we was taught we had to court. He gonna
Right.
come to this house. He gonna meet me. He gonna call you on his phone. We were
Right.
taught that.
Right.
Then as we made it through college, it was like a freedom
Mm.
to have sex
Yep.
as long as we use condoms and
Right.
protection.
Right.
So you could meet a girl in the dorms at one, maybe that night y'all in your dorm room getting naked.
Okay.
Do you think the push of protection, as long as you protect yourself, you can do it? Do you
Hmm.
think that has affected us in a positive way or in a negative way?
Okay. I, to be honest and be straightforward, I would say a negative way because now it's almost like we got a cushion.
Hmm.
It's almost like saving money, right? You got your checkings account and you got your savings account. You know, you got a little bit of money in your savings account, you're good. You know what I'm saying? You can probably splurge a little bit on the checking because, like, oh, my savings gonna hold me down, right? So that causes you to mismanage sometimes how you circulate your money or how you spend it.
Yep.
So I feel when it comes to like to sex, the fact that we had these contraceptives and stuff, it was like, okay, well now shoot, I ain't got no reason to not say no. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Because I'm lowering the chances of pregnancy and STDs.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
we about to go to town.
Yep.
I think what happens is that makes us forget about the magic of getting to that point in the first place.
Yes.
You're making me think right now.
You
This is
may.
it. Okay.
I love
It.
what you're thinking. I'm with you.
Yeah. See what they're doing. Y'all need to go get the book. I'm telling y'all, this is real time thinking. I didn't pre-think this. This is interesting. So yeah, it gave us that freedom to be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, there used to be a time, right, where back in the day where I know condoms been out for a long, 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 long time, but at that time it was where there would be a question that a woman would say before you had sex. They'll be like, wait, hold on, do you have a condom? You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And you'll be like, oh man, And no, I don't, man. But it's all good. You know what I'm saying? I'm a good swimmer. I know when to come up out the water, like, But yeah, I, it's weird. Condoms is a gift and a curse.
Mhm.
You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? It doesn't allow you. It just takes away that thought that I put a post up and I said, anticipation is always longer than the now. We spend more time waiting for something to happen, and then when that happens, it's not as long as the anticipation. So what we were talking about, I miss that nostalgic feeling of getting to that point
Yeah.
of building and getting to know each other and having those cool mental
Mhm.
stimulations, you know what I'm saying? Because then when you get to do whatever, it just seems to mean a whole lot more and you don't
Yep.
look at it as just I'm just knocking and I'm rocking. That's it.
Right.
You feel
Right.
me? That gummit,
You
Quarles.
you learned the person more. You learned them
Word.
deeper. Right now
Yeah.
we're not learning each other. So the subtitle to the book is ladies, saying no isn't about him or them. It's about protecting us. So you might want to do it, which is fine. But I'm gonna say no, at least for a little while, because I gotta see who you are. I gotta find out who you are. And if you decide to do it, then okay, that's you. Just protect yourself. But it's a lot of kids out here on condoms. He wore a condom and y'all still got pregnant. But
Yeah.
say no for a little while so that you can see who you're dealing with. Because once that mask come off, it is who it is.
So I got a twister question before we go to the next subject, though. Here's a twister, though. This might throw you off a loop. So, I used to do customer service and stuff at, what I'm saying, at local gas stations and all that, right? I noticed, what I'm saying, that you know what I'm saying? I'm like,
Wait,
ain't,
it went blank when you said I noticed. What'd you say?
oh, okay, can you hear me now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I noticed that the condom rack was pretty full. We never had to order. I don't think I had to order any condoms in like, it was almost 6 months. That, when it gets to a certain point and, on the forecast, you got to redo the order or whatever like that or order something else. There wasn't enough being bought to even order more in 2022.
Oh,
So now that we're talking about how we were talking about how, okay, do you think, we're talking about condoms, a gift and a curse, you know what I'm saying? Now the percentage of pregnancy is higher, right?
mhm.
This generation ain't even thinking about condoms.
Oh,
So
that's scary.
what is that? So what does that do mentally? I'm asking you, what do you think that does mentally now when they're not even worrying about protection?
We took off the guards of protection. Like it don't matter. Everybody do what you want when you want. YOLO. You only live once, right?
Yeah,
They
we sure
really
do.
they really live up to that. Like they are reckless, they are careless, like nothing even matters. So when that child comes along, here's another responsibility that's on everybody that's connected to them. Your family. It's your family responsibility to help you raise this child. And when you don't, the family is wrong. Or when you get this STD that you can't get rid of, um, you're reckless with it to spread it to other people because I only live once. I'm gonna
Right.
be in this room with this guy one time, maybe. I like him, he like me. They don't even talk about, hey, you been tested? What's your papers looking like? You got your paperwork? They don't talk about that. Why? Because we started sugarcoating everything. We stopped showing the risk. We stopped showing what it does, what will happen. We don't show the ugly side of it. We show you only live once. Be in this moment. Get drunk, live wild and free. People like me, like, nah, I'm good. I'm good over here in the lame section.
Yeah, sure. I'm trying to live twice. I don't know what they saying. I don't even know if you can do that, but like I'm trying to extend my life, because I think what people I wish I would have had like a comeback with the whole YOLO thing, you know what I'm saying? Like YOLO by saying, yo, yeah, we only live once, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, like we die too though. We
We
we,
die.
we yeah, and we die only one
Mhm.
time too. Because once you die, you can't live no more. Like, why would I want to live young, wild, and free in the fast life and the fast, whatever that song was? But
Mhm.
why would I want to live young? That's what they say. Live, what they say, live young, die fast, or something like that. Live fast, die young. That's what I be hearing
I
sometimes.
don't
So I'm
want
like, what
that.
is, who does that? Like, who does live fast, die young? No, I don't know about that. I know about that. So you mentioned something about within these sexual urges and stuff like that. It was about knowing that person, knowing that significant other, and I think within that knowing that significant other, the big word that always comes into relationships, right? The comfort of knowing that person is not going to hurt you, not going to lie to you, not going to cheat on you or anything like that. We're talking about trust. But in
Mhm.
your book, you have a title called Meaningless Trust.
Mhm.
Explain that.
Okay. So the basis of my book, I really used a lot of scripture to reinforce what I was saying. I used research and statistics to support what I was saying. This ain't just me and my feelings. This ain't just another woman just speaking out against men. I really wanted to share and give insight on what was happening. Um, Before we move on, I want to say this. When I was young, I wasn't raised about the emotional side of sex. I was told not to do it. Just like everybody else, I did it. And then the emotional side of it is what changed me as a person. You know, it developed the woman that I am, but not all good because we weren't supposed to talk about sex. It was like a taboo.
Mm,
I think by talking about it, we bring better understanding. We bring education on it as far as STDs and pregnancy. And I think talking about it will really bring healing and restoration to people. So I want to talk about it. Make your own decision as you will, but let's talk about it because it
mm.
is some toxic things going on. Okay, you had asked a question and I just forgot because I was about the natural urges. What did you say? What was the
Okay,
question?
so I kind of slipped into the trust thing here, right? Because when you say meaningless trust, like in the book, right?
Uh-huh.
So when I was reading that, I didn't know. I was like, okay, where's she going with this? Because I thought, you know, if you're trying to be with somebody, like, aren't you supposed to trust them? You know what I'm saying? Like, aren't you supposed to have trust, gain trust, and all that? Like, what is meaningless trust? I've never heard that word attached to the word. I just thought trust was just trust. You know, can you explain that ideology or definition of meaningless trust, and what does that lead to?
Um, Really, the basis of it is my relationship with God. How we can say we trust the person. We say, "Oh yeah, I trust you, Lord. I trust you," but really, I don't. If I'm trying to play my cards how I want to play, I'm not waiting on Him. I'm not waiting on instructions. I'm not waiting and praying and talking to Him to get understanding. I'm doing this thing how I want to do it. So meaningless trust. I trust you, Lord, that I'm gonna get married or I'm gonna be a wife. But I don't trust you with linking me to that husband that you have for me or a person
Mm,
that you have for me. So I'm out here dating and talking to every and anybody trying to weed out. So can I really say I trust God if I'm doing it in my own will? If I'm making my own decisions, if I'm not taking the time out to sit and think about what I need to do, who this person is, what they're showing me,
right.
can I really say I trust him? I
Okay,
can't.
look. Okay, so I gotta cut you off here because you said, all right. So look, I had this same conversation with myself, sitting in my truck, nighttime, just looking up at the sky, you know. And I felt, now I'm just gonna, I felt like God was talking to me. I don't know what that was. Maybe it was just me answering myself, but like whatever it was, I was answering my own questions. So I just kind of took it as like, wait a minute, I normally wouldn't have the answer for myself if I'm asking this question. So I know I'm not just talking to myself. So this must be some type of conscious thing going on right now, right? So I'm just going to say that God was speaking to me, and He said, I asked Him, I said, look, especially when I was getting into a relationship, I said, all right, God, look, I'm scared. I'm scared. I know they be saying like to trust you in these things. I get it. But I'm afraid of trusting in you because I'm afraid you're gonna give me something that I don't want because I want to give my life to you. I want to live right and stuff like that. But then sometimes I feel like it's gonna be boring. Like you're just gonna keep me from everything. Like I can't have fun. I can't cut up. I can't laugh. I can't kick with the homies. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I'm out here committing crimes and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm just like,
Mhm.
am I gonna lose the person that I am? And then in this relationship, guys, like, okay, I trust you, yeah, but but this relationship though, like how are we really going to really work this out? How are we gonna gel this together? You know what I'm saying? Like you trying to say that you can do something about that, and if you do something about that, are we still gonna be happy? Like, am I gonna be the sad one? Is she gonna be happy? Is she gonna be the sad this sad one, and I'm gonna be happy? Like, how are you gonna do this together? I'm a little scared about how you're working because God's how they say Godspeed. Godspeed is a little, it's different. You
Mhm.
know, they say it may not come when you want them right, and be there right on time. But it's like, man, bro, like you're making me nervous, God, and I don't know what's going on. You know,
It's okay to feel like that, right?
even just in life, they say, God. People say God got you, God got you, and I'm like,
Mhm.
yeah, well, where was he at when I was living in my vehicle or when I was homeless? Like, where was he at? I don't get. He had those type of things like that, and
Mhm.
it's taken me a while, even to this day, Coco. Like sometimes I don't trust him. It's not that I don't believe in him. Like I know you're
Yeah.
real. You know, why do you think that happens?
And that's okay to happen. I want y'all to know if anybody feel like that, it's okay. Like God know, because we're living as humans in the flesh. So when you were in your car and you did believe in God and you're like, God is good, people say that all the time, oh, God is good. And you were sitting in this car, you're like, this don't feel good. This ain't good right now, God. So where you at? The understanding is, even though we believe and we're connected to God, it's not always going to be good per se. He's going to work it out for our good.
Okay.
But in that moment, when it hurt, like, of course, we're going to question him, just
Hmm.
like we question our parents when they say something and we be like, what you mean, just wait?
Right.
But we had to give them a little room to do what they said they was going to do.
Right.
And when they did it, we was like, you show right. The difference is they was right there. We could see them going to work. We could see them making payments on whatever we wanted. We can see that. We can't see what God doing. So a lot of times we have to just say, okay, I trust you. I trust you. I'm scared. I don't know where it's gonna lead up, but I trust you enough to say, have your way. And then when we do that, when we give it away and say, okay, I trust you, sometimes we have to look at things and be like, shoot, this ain't on me, this on God. I'm gonna just work it out where I'm at. While I'm in this car, let me just pull this blanket. I got this blanket, it's a little cool, but let
Yeah.
me just wrap up in this blanket because I know he got me.
Right.
Because now looking back at where you are, can you see like the hard things that built you to be a stronger person, to be a more authentic person, more compassionate, or more understand. You can see it now. In the moment, no, we're not gonna believe, we're not gonna trust him 100%. But the more he do for us, the more we are able to say, okay, yeah, I believe, I trust.
Okay. Okay. Whew. I'm gonna have to.
It's
I'm gonna have to.
okay.
I'm gonna. Yeah. I'm gonna have to pack that word because sometimes, and that's the thing about it, Lo. You know what I'm saying? Even when it comes to that, you have you have a fear of even saying that out loud. Like, okay, look, man, listen, bruh, like you scaring me, man. I
Yeah.
don't quite know. But even when you look in the Bible and you go in some of those verses, especially in the Old Testament, you know what I'm saying, from Job to David, you know what I'm saying, to Jake, they were having conversation. They were like, "Yo, man, I don't know if
Yeah.
I can do this, guy. Like, you really want me to do this? I can't do it, bruh. I don't know. Like, I mean, I love you, I trust you, but this one right here, why would you do this? You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
I look at it as in today's like, okay, back then they probably had different languages and a different culture, but as humans we still had the same emotions and feelings
Yep.
and doubts and fears,
Yep.
you know what I mean? So
Hmm.
that just made me feel more like, you know what, God is pretty cool.
Yeah. He gonna
You
work
know
it
what I'm
out.
saying? I don't think that he I don't I, in my opinion, I don't think that he feels that Christians are just going to be like all the time. Just yeah,
Mm-mm.
just straight everything perfect. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Right. Because we're made in his image, right? So all of our emotions, anger.
Mm,
Christians, it's okay to get angry. I mean, I get angry. And I
mm,
get angry with God, like literally yelling. And then I have to calm myself down and be like, wait a minute. But he don't punish me for having that moment. He know what it is. Whether I say it out loud, if I'm thinking it, he already know what it is. So I say it out loud because it helped me just to release, you know.
that's true. True. Even Jesus said, "God, why hast thou forsaken me?"
Yep.
Bro, you know, so I get
Hmm.
it. So, you know, so we this thing has went by fast, you know what I'm saying? Real talk, man. Like I feel like, see, I'm gonna have to bring you on some more panels, you know what I mean? Because this right here. But let's talk about one of the other chapters that I picked, because I randomly picked like a chapter or whatnot, you know what I'm saying? And this is not the name of the chapter, you know what I'm saying? Which is gonna make y'all want to go get the book so you can figure out what I'm talking about. Because that title that I put right, no, that is the chapter. I mean, I put that there. It was just what I picked up out of that chapter. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So that means you guys got to go get the book to see where that's at, right? So I'm not gonna tell you the
Hmm.
chapter that it's in. So you better go get it. All right. So within that chapter, you know, she had a sentence in there. Um, committing a sin and practicing a sin. Now, I want you to tell me what that means. I would say what that means to you, but I think it's such a universal explanation.
Hmm.
Maybe, maybe not. But break that down. The difference in committing one and practicing one. What happens there?
As I was writing this book, I ran across a message, Pastor Evans, and he said that it's a difference in committing a sin and practicing a sin. So basically, committing a sin is when we don't know. Like I ain't know that was a sin. I ain't know that was wrong. Practicing a sin is when you know exactly what you're doing and you decide to do it. Now it's a difference because we're human. Some stuff we have to be delivered from. Some things are stronger than others. So it does take a lot of prayer. It does take a lot of practice to break it. However, when you know it's a sin and you consciously make the decision to do it anyways, that's practicing the sin. So I can't say, or I don't want you to say is, I'm okay. You know, it don't even matter because everything we do matter. Everything we do matters. You have to be what you honest with yourself to know where you are. Am I just practicing it or did I just commit? Like, did I really consciously know the effects of what this was and what it was doing to me? And now that I know, what I'm gonna do about it? It ain't gonna change overnight. Like, don't think that, oh shoot, I know it's a sin, it's gonna be fixed. You're gonna have to work at that thing, especially when you're deep in it.
So okay, so when we're all right. Oh gosh, yeah. Because I'm about to go a little deeper. Then I'm about to go a little deeper here. All right. So what if people feel that? Whew, now this implies to people. Okay, so committing the sin can imply to people who, right? You said that may not know,
Hmm.
right? So let's just say, all right, now they committed a sin, and now they know that hey, this is all right, man. I know this ain't right. This ain't what I'm supposed to be doing. So you know how some, and I'm gonna keep it real though, man. Let me just talk about myself because that's because I don't want to talk about nobody else. I may be false, you know, whatever. So for me, I'm guilty of both. I'm guilty of both, and the commitment always acts to almost, excuse me, not commitment, but committing has always, not gonna say always, but a huge percentage has always led to practicing
Yeah.
because I was ashamed. And let's keep it. Let's just talk about, you know what I'm saying. Let's just say relationships. You know, I've been in a handful of relationships, probably half a handful of like really really serious ones. And you know, I'm not ashamed to admit that you know I had practiced infidelity. I didn't commit. I was practicing. I made it a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? To the point to where Yeah, I may have known it was wrong, but I was doing it so much that it wasn't wrong anymore. In my mind, I decided to like gild the thought of being guilty for it and started actually making excuses
Yeah.
on why I need to keep doing it. Oh, she's not satisfying me. Oh, she's getting on my nerves. Then why are
Yep.
you with her? You know what I'm saying? I
Hmm.
was committed with being with the person that I was with, but I was practicing another thing that she didn't know about at that time. What do you say to what do you say to people who know what they're doing after they've committed it and they continue doing it? Is that, well, I mean, obviously we know that's wrong, but like, how would you convince somebody? That's the question. How would you convince somebody that's now committed a sin but have gotten too far deep into it that they're like, I like this. I don't want to stop. It feels, what's that song? It feels so wrong, but it's all right or whatever. That whole narrative. Like, what would you say to somebody that's like, look, I know that it was wrong, like Coco, but like, dang, I'm liking this stuff, man. I don't know if I can stop doing that. Like, what would you say to them? Like, how would you get them to think differently from that mentality?
I'm dealing with a lot of different people, believers and non-believers. However, when the spirit hits you, it hits you, regardless if you believe or not. You're gonna feel it. So I tell people, hey, you better ask for help. You can't get out of this on your own. If you're thinking about, dang, this wrong, but I'm gonna do it anyway, that's your conscience speaking to you. That little uncomfort, discomfort, or whatever, that little mix up you
Yeah,
feeling,
yeah,
that's your conscience. And when your conscience speak to it, speak back. Okay, God, you're gonna have to help me with this because it's hard. You're gonna have to help me. And then honestly, when you're thinking about it and you're working towards changing it, things will change. People will move out of your way. Situations will change where you don't want nothing to do with it no more. It's just you have to ask for help. I just, the people who are blindly doing it and don't care, they're reckless with it. It's nothing I can really say to them. However, come, I could pray for them. You ain't got to know I'm praying. You don't have to know I'm praying.
yeah.
So it's
True.
a two-way street. Sometimes I just got to pray for you. Sometimes you're going to pray for you and I'm going to pray for you too. You just got to work at it. Like, Lord, help me. And he know it ain't gonna change overnight. He
Mm,
already know that. So don't think, well, shoot, I recognize it now, so it's gonna change. You
mm.
recognize it now, so you gotta change it, and that takes practice.
So
That
I
takes
got
a
I got another tough question for you before we close this out. And this is still pertaining to, committing a sin and practicing a sin, right? How do you feel about sex before marriage? I mean,
I
I don't want to say
wish
100% of us are guilty of it. I bet
most
99.9%
of
of
us.
it.
I
Pretty
wish I
much.
would have waited. Honestly,
Mm,
I wish I would have waited. I wouldn't have these fights with my flesh had I not known what it felt like to be touched by someone else. And that's why God wanted us to wait until marriage, because once you do that, things change physically and emotionally. We're experiencing something that it feels good, was supposed to.
mm-hmm.
Um, but if I only felt that with my husband,
Okay.
if I didn't have anybody else to compare him to, any other thoughts, how I'm supposed to do, what I'm supposed to do, I would be solely built to please him.
Mm,
I would have no other understandings. It wouldn't be hard for me because it's just me and him. It's the fact that I done experienced it before him that's
mm.
getting in the way.
So I got a rebuttal though. So
Hmm.
I had a family member who waited until she was married.
Hmm.
Then it ended up being the worst experience of her life. Not per se the sex, but the relationship. It was very verbally abusive.
Hmm.
So therefore, she didn't really feel too connected with him physically and emotionally. What would you have to say to somebody like that that was like, okay, God, like I waited for this. Like I really waited for this. I tried to do right, you know what I'm saying? And I waited to give myself to somebody that I loved and then this happens. Like, can't you see like there might be a little doubt in that person's head who
Hmm.
waited 30 something years 30 something years for that,
Yes.
and then it's not what they thought it would be. You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
what would you say to that? Like, if my family member came to you and be like, okay, yeah, I see you with the premarital and you're trying to be celibate, but I was actually a virgin and I waited until
Hmm.
I was 30 something to have sex, and it was the overall was the worst experience I ever had. He was verbally abusive, which didn't make me tied to him intimately. Like, it's almost like I should have just tested the waters before then. Like, how do you comfort something like that?
There's a chapter, well, I speak in a chapter about testing the waters, about driving the cars, it's in the book. But her situation isn't any different from just dating someone and sleeping with someone, because a lot of women go through that same thing when they're dating. The only difference was the type of commitment that she was in. So I don't know the background. I don't know the basis. It's not for me to say, well, you should have experienced something else. I can't say that. I can't say that that ain't the man God wanted for you. I don't know. What I can say is this understanding for her to get in that. You waited. What did you lose by waiting? Like, how many guys did you avoid taking parts of you, destroying you? How many men? How many men did you avoid that would have been physically or verbally abusive?
Mm,
So you have this one guy that you're dealing with or dealt with. Everything that you went through with him can be built, can build you to be a better person. So if that's the union that you're in, nothing changes as far as praying and getting understanding from God. Nothing changes in that. The only thing is you avoided probably multiple people and you're experiencing this with one.
and it's crazy. Unfortunately, God rest his soul. He passed away. Probably like 5 years ago. It was a bittersweet situation. It was kind of
Yeah,
bittersweet because it's like, wait a minute, I waited this long, then I went through all this, and now you died.
yeah.
Oh, like okay, hey, and this has been a very interesting conversation.
I would like to say to her, don't let that make you reckless with your
Mm,
decisions. Don't let that experience make you reckless where you get out here and like, well, I'm just do whatever.
mm,
Please don't. Take it as a lesson and substance
mm-hmm.
to making you better and not making you worse. Because the world is good about doing that.
Oh yeah, and I actually applied my family member doing that. You know what I'm saying? Just still, they've always just been just like what you said. You know what I mean? Didn't go off astray and started, doing that. And I think it's coming. I think it's gonna come for real talk. You know what I'm saying? So if she's listening, you know what I'm saying, that's a word for you. And if not, I'm gonna share this link to you. You know what I mean? But to kind of close this, your book, Pretty Crossed and Tempted. It's a very attractive book. Looks good. For men who are visual,
Thank
you see them
you.
legs, they crossed. Boom, bam, boom. She got the Delta Sigma Theta colors up in there. Got to get a shout out to the ooh. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, shout out to the Delta Sigma Theta, man, especially down there at UAPB. Shout out to Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity also down at UAP, Gamma Delta chapter, man. You know what I'm saying? But it's a wonderful book. I enjoyed it. I slick want to read it again now because we were talking about some things. I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
okay. Let's see what we tapped on
One
with
of my
that.
readers has read it 3 times, and this was maybe a year ago, so I don't know how many now.
Dope. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you also got a film out about that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you got to show us where that full link is at though. Cause like on the YouTube, you can probably, you know what I'm saying? What we'll do, just to save the time or whatever, when we go back into the green room, whatever, when we get off, you can just tell us and I'll tag it to the thing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So we'll put that in there. But
Thank
to
you.
kind of conclude all this, Miss Coco, what do you want people to get out of your book and your visual?
I want people to get the confidence to protect you, like put you first, not just being selfish, but sometimes you have to be selfish. You have to really understand the ways of this world is not set up for us to win and be our best. So the more knowledgeable of how people and things are used against us, the stronger we will be as a person. So mirror, mirror, spend time with you. You don't need nobody to go eat with all the time. You don't need nobody to come hold you. fall in love with you, because it's levels to us. I'm learning so many different parts of me. The older I get, I'm like, dang, that's dope, or dang, I need to work on that. Learn you, because the better you become as an individual, the better you'll be for everybody else and everything else around you.
That's dope. And you gotta give us a shout out. Now, who direct? Now, who shot this or produced or directed? I know you were all. I know you were all. It looks like somebody we know, like Big Mike. But give me the credits on who
No,
directed, produced it, and of course I know you wrote it, but
yeah, I wrote
who's
it, I directed it,
all of it?
jumped in it. But my videographers, much love to
Yeah.
80 the mayor. He's a videographer here in Texarkana, and Hita, both videographers, both, well, photographers.
Hmm.
They were doing videos, music videos, and they came in.
Yo.
This was their first music, so a movie. It turned
Okay.
out great.
All right.
It. I was excited. I was excited with the the
Dope stuff.
product.
I know, man. It's just bringing back nostalgic feelings, man. Everything just comes to the full circle, man. And Coco, I gotta say, in closing this out, I really appreciate your growth. And but you've always had that aura. When I met you, you always had that aura that you had. You know what I'm saying, with that mentality. It's just interesting to see after 20 years almost that to see it cultivate and spring into a clearer understanding, all the way into a 14 chapter book, all the way into a film presentation. And I'm just a fan of just watching people grow, especially when you're in the same major. And sometimes when you graduate, you'll be like, man, I wonder where they're going to go, what they're going to do. You know what I'm saying? Let me keep up and see what they got going. And then when I finally bumped into you, I was like, yo, I said, okay. Because I feed off of you guys. I fed off the people in the Hip Hop Project to this day, because
Hmm.
to see you guys doing what y'all doing still motivated me to do what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And I know it ain't over. Like I know we all
No,
gonna link up one day and we might be a part of a huge production that's just gonna blow this world. You know what I'm saying? We gonna have our own studio.
I'm for that.
You know what I
I'm for
mean?
that.
It's it's gonna pop off because there's so many people in our circle that's been doing some great things. And it's just a matter of
Hmm.
time. But I just want to tell you that I am proud of you. You dig what I'm
Thank
saying?
you.
I know UAPB is proud of you. Your friends and your family who are watching are proud of you. But especially just for me coming from another distant land when I didn't know nobody in Arkansas. I'm from the small town of Tullahoma, Tennessee, and just to find some like-minded people who was very creative and innovative. And it was. I told my producer it was like Sister Act with us. We didn't have much money in our
Right.
department. We just made it do what it do,
Hmm.
and it blossomed to this. So I definitely applaud you and I congratulate you. You know what I'm saying? Giving you multiple flowers for taking this step, being transparent, even in what you're doing within the community and within the church with you and your mother. You know what I'm
Thank you.
saying? She raised you highly well. She should be very proud if she's listening. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. And if you don't mind, just kind of chill in the green room real quick. And I'm just going to go on and close this out for the people. You know what I'm saying? But we really enjoyed you.
Love.
Thank you for coming out and sharing this. I want you guys to make sure that you go get that book, Pretty Cross and Tempted. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all can pull out, you know what I'm saying, 15, $6, $6. And if you got Kindle, man, download that and look at this. This will be very good. You know what I'm saying, for women. As a matter of fact, for men and women. As a
Hmm.
matter of fact, and I probably what I'll probably do. Real talk though. Just I may have a surprise for a few people, man. Real talk, cause I'm gonna get 5 more of them things. You dig what I'm saying? I'm gonna purchase 5 more of them things,
That's
and
love.
I'm gonna give them away to some people up here. You know what I'm saying? Real talk,
Hmm.
man. Cause
Hmm.
we just need to spread the word like that. And only
Yeah.
it's a black woman writing, and we need that here in Tullahoma. Dadgummit, y'all know what I mean. There's only 3.5% of us in here. Y'all know what it is. 1,500 only people voting. Don't let me get into politics. I'm gonna chill
Cause
you
you
up
will
into
get
the
in.
green room.
You'll go.
I will go. So I'm gonna let you chill in the green room. I'm gonna close this
Okay.
out, all right? And I'm gonna be right back to you.
Okay.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. You know what I'm saying? This was definitely worth it. This was worth everything. This book is amazing. It made me think about a lot of things. It touches on a lot of topics. Real talk. And shout out to Tracy, to Ernest, to Billy Brown, to Susan, To the spam people that says naked HD XYZ online strips without clothing, shout out to you. To whoever you are, you know what I mean, keep giving us that, you know, whatever, you know, send it off to what y'all do. I might change some minds. uh Shout out to everybody out on YouTube and on Facebook. Thank y'all for sharing. Thank y'all for continuing to like Royce's Rant. We're well over 2,100 followers and likes on the page, and like I said, man, we're gonna keep getting better and better, you know, each season, you know what I'm saying. And you know, pretty soon we're going to be heading to a new location, just slowly trying to build that up right now, you know what I mean. So we're going to have a whole new look, a whole new scene. So we just appreciate y'all support, and the only reason I was able to do that is because of you guys. Real talk, you know what I'm saying. So it's just as much as your show as it is mine, you know. I'm just going to do most of the talking because it's Royce's Rant. All right, so thank y'all for tuning in, you know what I'm saying. We're going to leave another link up here once we get everything settled, so where you can go see and or purchase the film, because I hope it's for sale. Better be for sale, you know what I'm saying. But where they can see that movie or purchase it or whatnot, and read the book at the same time, and support this young black lady that's doing great things here in the community and in this world, and she's leaving her mark, and I know she's not done yet. All right, so without further ado, it's your boy Royce the Voice, Orange Click, Orange Leader. Shout out to K-Team. Speak your thoughts or lose your mind, and we are out.